Today you get to watch every single meal I eat here in Nong Khai breakfast, lunch, an afternoon treat, and a real sit-down dinner, and the whole day comes to $8, and I mean $8 for all of it, not $8 for one plate. But before I walk you through it, do me one quick favor and subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It honestly means the world to me. $8. A whole day of eating like a king. And here's the little secret nobody hands you at the airport when you land. Eating like a king out here has almost nothing to do with fancy restaurants. It's about knowing which stall, which street, which hour of the morning. That's the whole game right there. Learn that, and your money stretches in a way that feels almost too good to be true. Let me paint you the other side first, so you feel it. Back in Ohio, a January morning meant scraping ice off the windshield in the dark, then sitting down at the coffee shop for eggs and toast, and a cup of coffee that ran me $9 or $10 easy. $9 or $10. For a plate, I forgot the second I stood up. And the gray outside just sat there for months. You know that gray. That heavy, low sky that never quite breaks. Now flip it. It's not even 7 in the morning here, and the air is already warm and soft on my arms. I walk down to the morning market, and honestly, the first thing that hits you is the smell charcoal smoke curling up from little grills and cut limes, sharp and green, sitting in bowls at every corner. Charcoal and lime. If somebody could bottle that smell, I'd buy a case of it. The market's already buzzing. Motorbikes puttering past, ladies stacking mangoes into neat little pyramids, steam rising off a dozen pots. I go straight to my corner. There's a little lady there named Nok. She wears the same faded blue apron every single day, and she's been ladling broth at that exact spot for years, long before I ever showed up. She sees me coming, waves her ladle, and before I've even said a word, she's already got a bowl going. Every morning, it's the same thing. She looks me up and down, shakes her head, and says, "Eat, too skinny. 4 years now, and she still thinks I'm too skinny. I love that woman." So here's my breakfast. A steaming bowl of noodle soup, fresh herbs on top, a little chili if I want it, 10 baht. Let me say that again so it lands 10 baht. That's about 30 cents. 30 cents, folks. And that's the first entry on our running tally for the day. 30 cents in. Now hold that 30-cent bowl right up next to the $9 or $10 I used to hand over for eggs and toast back in Ohio. Do the math on your own. Morning coffee back home. Go ahead. I'll wait. That drive-through cup, that little breakfast sandwich. $4? $5? Feel that gap. Because that gap, right there, is the whole story of this video. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Sure, Otis, a bowl of noodles is cheap anywhere. But that's just breakfast. Here's the thing, the reason I can find that 30-cent bowl from the right vendor at the right corner before 7 is that I spent my first months out here getting it wrong. I overpaid, like every fresh-off-the-plane newcomer does. I ate where it was easy instead of where it was smart, and I paid double, triple, without even knowing it. Over 4 years, I quietly figured out the real rules, which market, which street, which hour, which stall the locals actually trust. And I got tired of watching new folks make the same expensive mistakes I made, so I gathered every one of those little tricks into one place. I call it OnewayGuide. It's all my knowledge from these years out here, all the money-saving tips nobody hands you at the airport, laid out plain, so you don't have to overpay for months the way I did. If that sounds useful, the link's down in the description. No pressure, it's just the shortcut I wish somebody had handed me. Anyway, back to breakfast, because I'm not done eating. A bowl of noodles alone isn't a king's breakfast, is it? So on my way through the market, I grab a couple more things. There's a stall with sliced mango in little cups, the ripe golden kind, sweet and soft, already peeled and cut. So all you do is grab a toothpick, and next to it, a small bag of warm sticky rice tied off with a rubber band. Together, those two run me about 20 baht more. So let's keep our tally honest. The 10 baht noodles, the mango cup, the bag of sticky rice. Add it all up, and I'm sitting right around $1 in. $1. And I've already had noodles, fresh fruit, and rice sitting in the warm morning air by the river with Nok telling me I'm too skinny. That's a breakfast I'd have paid $10 for back home, and I got the whole thing for about $1. But here's the question I want you chewing on, because it's the one that matters. If I'm $1 in after breakfast, how in the world do I get through lunch, an afternoon treat, and a real sit-down dinner and still land at exactly $8 for the day? Because most newcomers can't. I couldn't. My first months, they blow right past 8 without even trying. And breakfast is the easy part. Lunch is where nearly every newcomer, me included back at the start, quietly gets robbed on the very same plate of chicken and rice. Same chicken, same rice. And there's exactly one block of pavement that decides whether you pay $1 for it or $3. That one block of pavement I mentioned, here's what it does to the very same plate of chicken and rice. Khao man gai, they call it here. Poached chicken, a little mound of rice cooked in the broth, a dish of ginger sauce on the side. I get mine from a stall 2 streets off the tourist strip, a plain little place with 3 plastic tables and a fan that squeaks. 40 baht, that's a bit over $1. Third thing I've eaten today, and I've barely dented my wallet. Now here's the part that got me my first months. Order that exact same plate 1 street over near the guest houses, where the menus have little English translations and a photo of every dish, and it's triple. Same chicken. Same rice. Same ginger sauce. 3 times the price just because you're standing on the wrong sidewalk. If you've ever paid tourist prices without knowing it, you know exactly the sting I mean. You don't even find out till later. Somebody local mentions what they paid, and your stomach drops a little. I did that for weeks when I first landed in Nong Khai. Paid the pretty menu price and thought I was getting a bargain. So here's the rule I learned the hard way, and now I just hand it to you, free. Walk the extra block. Eat where the motorbike taxi guys park their bikes and sit down for lunch. Those fellas know every stall in town, and they are not paying 1 baht more than the food is worth. Where they eat, the price is honest. The tourist strip, the shady spot with the laminated menu and the cold air conditioning, that's where the newcomer overpays every single time without ever knowing there was a cheaper, better plate 1 street back. That's the whole trick to eating like a king out here. It isn't about knowing the fancy restaurants. It's about knowing which street and which hour. And once you know it, you can't unknow it. You'll walk that extra block for the rest of your life and smile every time. Let me stop and add up where we stand, because this is the part that matters. This morning I had my 10-baht bowl of noodles from Nok at the market, that little lady in the blue apron who keeps telling me I'm too skinny. About 30 cents. Then the sliced mango cup and the bag of sticky rice, call it another 60 cents together. Now this plate of chicken and rice, $1 and change, breakfast, a little treat, and a real lunch. Add it all up and I'm still sitting somewhere around $2.50 for the day. $2.50? And I've eaten well. Not gone hungry, not skipped a thing, eaten well. So you can already feel where this is heading. There's a whole lot of room left in that 8 before the day is done. But I'm not eating dinner yet. It's the middle of the afternoon now, and the middle of the afternoon in Nong Khai is hot. The good kind of hot. The kind that slows everybody right down. This is when I take my little treat and go sit by the river. There's a cart down by the promenade, an old fellow with a glass cooler on the back of it, and he sells cut fruit and cold drinks. I get a bag of fresh pineapple, sliced right there in front of me, cold and sweet and just a touch sour at the edge. And a Thai iced tea, that bright orange one, sweet as anything, with the milk swirling down through it. Pineapple and Thai iced tea, about 50 baht together, under $1.50 for the both of them. And then I do the best part, which is nothing at all. I sit on the low wall with my fruit and my tea, and I watch the Mekong River slide by toward Laos. The far bank, right there across the water, that's another country. Big brown river, slow as syrup, a couple of long boats working across it, warm breeze coming off the water, nobody rushing anywhere. I peel back that bag of pineapple and just sit. Sip the tea, watch the river go. Picture your own afternoon coffee shop stop back home. What did that run you? A coffee and something sweet, $5, $6, $7 by the time you walk out the door. Mine here, with a view of a river running between 2 countries, cost me $1.50. And honestly, the view's the part I'd pay extra for. but nobody's charging me for it. Now, let me be straight with you, because I don't ever want to make this sound like magic. You will overpay when you first get here. I promise you that. You'll pay the triple price for chicken and rice. You'll buy the fruit at the tourist cart instead of the one round the corner. You'll tip like an American in a country that doesn't really do it. I did all of that. Every newcomer does. And here's the thing I want you to hold on to that's not a disaster, and it's not a reason to stay home. It's just the tuition. A few weeks of paying $1 or $2 too much while your eyes adjust. Then you learn the streets and the hours, and it quietly fixes itself. It's normal, and it's fixable, and it is nothing to be scared of. So, let's take stock one more time before the sun goes down. 4 things eaten today. The noodles at dawn, the mango and sticky rice, the plate of chicken and rice off the back street, and now this pineapple and iced tea by the water. 4 times I've sat down and eaten, and I've spent, a little over $4. All told. Half the day gone, half the money still in my pocket. So after breakfast, lunch, and that riverside treat, I've spent only a few dollars, which leaves the question hanging, the one this whole day is really about. What kind of dinner can a man still buy tonight and land the whole day at 8? Because tonight, it's the night stalls. Charcoal smoke and grilled fish and all of it. A spread that back home was a $35 restaurant bill. Easy. And I've got almost the whole budget left to spend on it. So I walk down to the night stalls just as the light goes soft over the Mekong. And you know what hits you first? The charcoal. That same smell from the morning market comes back at dusk, only heavier now, thicker, with whole fish laid out over the coals and the fat dripping and hissing into the fire. The whole street is glowing under the stall lights. People shoulder to shoulder, plastic stools, cold drinks sweating on little metal tables. This is my favorite hour of the day in Nong Khai. I order the fish. A whole one, scored and stuffed with lemongrass, blistered from the grill. Then a plate of som tam, that green papaya salad they pound fresh right in front of you. Sour and sharp and a little fiery. A couple of pork skewers off the rack. And a cold drink to sit there and take my time with. A real feast. The kind of spread where you lean back afterward and just feel good about the world. And here's the number. That whole dinner, all of it, ran me about 140 baht, a little over $4. Sit with that for a second. Back home in Ohio, that exact meal, grilled fish, a salad, a couple of skewers, a drink, sit down, tip on top, that's a $35 restaurant bill. Easy. Probably more once you add the tax and the tip. Here, it's $4 and some change, and it's the biggest plate of my whole day. Now, let me do the thing I promised you at the very start. Let me add it all up out loud right here so you see it land for yourself. Add it up with me. Out loud noodles, mango, chicken rice, pineapple and tea. That dinner. Ready? We started at the morning market before 7, remember? With Knock in the blue apron ladling out that 10-baht bowl of noodles. 10 baht. About 30 cents. Then the sliced mango cup and the little bag of sticky rice on top of it, which brought that first breakfast to right around $1. Then lunch. The cowman guy, the chicken and rice, from the stall 2 streets off the tourist strip where the motorbike taxi guys eat. 40 baht. A bit over $1. Not the triple price they charge 1 block over by the guest houses, the honest local price, because I walk the extra block. Then the afternoon, down by the river. The bag of fresh pineapple and the Thai iced tea from the cart, watching the water slide by toward Laos. 50 baht, together, call it $1.50. And now tonight. The grilled fish, the som tam, the skewers, the cold drink. 140 baht. A little over $4. So let's put it together. $1 for breakfast, $1 for lunch, $1.50 in the afternoon, 4 and change for dinner. Add those up and where does it land? $8. $8. A whole day of eating like a king in Nong Khai, and it comes to $8. Breakfast, lunch, an afternoon treat, and a proper sit-down feast at the end of it. Not $8 for one plate. $8 for the entire day. From the first bowl of noodles at dawn to that last skewer under the stall lights. And I want to be really clear with you about something, because it matters. This isn't a trick. It isn't me cherry-picking the cheapest scraps and calling it a day. I ate well. I ate more than well fresh fruit, grilled fish, food pounded and cooked right in front of me. And it isn't some clever metaphor either, one of those lines where a fella says his money goes further and waves his hand at it. No, this is the receipt. Plate by plate, baht by baht, the real prices off my own day, $8. That gap between what I paid and what that same food cost me back home, that's the whole thing. That's what I wanted you to feel opening up, meal after meal. 30 cents against a $9 coffee shop breakfast, $4 against a $35 dinner. It adds up in your favor every single time you sit down to eat out here. Now, here's where I turn it back on you, because this was never really about my day. It was about yours. Take your own monthly check and just try the arithmetic tonight. I think it'll surprise you. Sit down with whatever your Social Security check comes to. Take out your housing, your bills, all of it. And then look at what's left for food and set it next to $8 a day. $8 a day is a little over $240 a month to eat like I ate today. Fresh, cooked for you, sit down at the night market food. Run that number for yourself. Do it slow. See how far your check really stretches when a king's day of eating costs what a couple of coffees cost back home. And listen, this isn't just Nong Khai. Nong Khai's where I happen to walk you around today, with the Mekong right there and the night stalls glowing. But the same math holds a little ways down the road in Udon Thani, where a lot of Americans settle in near the airport. It holds in a quiet village in the north, where the market's smaller but the prices are just as kind. The whole north of Thailand runs on this. That gentle, unhurried, pocket change kind of good living. It's not a secret spot. It's just the way life works out here. Once you know which stall, which street, which hour. I overpaid my first months. I told you that. Every newcomer does. But the day you learn to walk the extra block and eat where the local folks eat, the whole thing opens up for you. And it stays open. This is my life now, 4 years in. And it still makes me smile at the end of a day like this. So here's what I'd leave you with. From the porch, with the fans turning and the evening coming on warm. It's doable. I know it looks like a big leap from where you're sitting, with the winter pressing on the windows and the numbers feeling tight. But the food part, the everyday living part, that part is real and it's gentle and it's within reach. $8 fed me like a king today. That's not a dream, that's a Tuesday. Do your own math tonight. Take that check, take these prices, and see what the two of them say to each other. I think you'll like the answer. And whenever you're ready to come sit at a night stall of your own, with the charcoal smoke and a cold drink and a whole fish in front of you, there'll be a stool waiting for you up here in the north.